marked off. Prince Harry has been grumpy, sad and bad-tempered since marrying Meghan Markle, royal expert claims. Prince Harry has been grumpy, sad and bad-tempered since he married Meghan Markle almost 2 years ago, a royal expert has claimed. Appearing on Good Morning Britain, The Sun's royal correspondent Emily Andrews said Prince Harry was on good form yesterday as he appeared at the Rugby League World Cup draw in Buckingham Palace. Describing how the Duke of Sussex looked noticeably happier yesterday, Emily said it looked as though the weight of the world had gone from his shoulders. Since Harry and Meghan released their shocking announcement that they were stepping down as senior members of the royal family last week, the Duke has been locked in crisis talks. The expert continued, "I don't think he particularly wanted to go into the garden of Buckingham Palace to be presented with the royal press corps, but I definitely think he seemed as if things were going better for him." What's more, Emily claims that Harry's cheery disposition yesterday made a welcome change from how he's acted during royal engagements since he married Meghan Markle in May 2018. She continued, "Certainly over the last 18 months or 2 years, we've seen him really grumpy, sad, and bad-tempered." During the couple's royal tour in October 2019, footage emerged of the Duke scolding a television reporter, hours before it was announced they were taking legal action against the Mail on Sunday for publishing extracts of a letter Meghan had written to her father Thomas Markle. Emily added, "If we get an announcement from the palace today about the future of Harry and Meghan, perhaps whatever is decided will make him and his wife happy. Ultimately, no one wants anyone to be unhappy, and he certainly seems to have been unhappy recently." Royal expert Rebecca English has also revealed that Prince Harry comforted her during a royal tour of Nepal in 2016 when she was visibly upset seeing children with severe burns at a time when her own son was suffering from ill health. In a personal essay for the Daily Mail, Rebecca described how tears began streaming down her face, in front of the prince, who called her later that night to praise her for being incredibly professional. She wrote, "Needless to say, I was deeply touched." 4 months later, her met his future wife. "And the truth is, we have barely exchanged a word since." The expert also claims that Harry scowled at her when she congratulated him on Meghan's pregnancy during the couple's Australia tour in 2018. However, the expert argues that the Duke has never worn the mantle of royalty easily and that although Meghan is the catalyst for recent events, Harry was perfectly capable of walking away from the royal family on his own. Last week, The Sun's royal photographer Arthur Edwards claimed Prince Harry is just doing what he is told by Meghan Markle, and noted a similar change in the Duke's behavior towards the press on royal tours. Appearing on Good Morning Britain, Arthur said, "I'm sad he is going because working with Harry has been a joy. Every tour I've ever been on with him has been fun. He makes it fun, he's a lovely character. I think it's sad we won't see much more of him. Normally at the end of a tour with Harry we'd go to the pub, all have a drink and have a chat with him and he'd pay the bill. And now suddenly at the end of tour they issue writs. That to me was them saying they were desperate to get away from it all." Following a summit at her Sandringham estate earlier this week, the Queen released a statement in which she said their family had very constructive discussions about Harry and Meghan's future and she had asked for final decisions to be reached in the coming days. In more royal family news, how did daddy's girl Meghan Markle go from favorite child who got anything she wanted to a daughter who broke her father's heart? And Thomas Markle sent a text to Meghan Markle saying how excited he was to try on his new wedding shoes before their fallout. Plus this heartwarming Meghan Markle video clip has resurfaced and fans say it shows exactly the generous and kind person she is. Rocky Royals Meghan Markle is defying the royals as she goes about her normal Canadian life and it's terrifying the Queen. The sight of Meghan Markle swanning around Vancouver this week can only be seen as an act of extraordinary defiance from the royals at the center of a global backlash. Collecting her yoga pal from the airport, beaming at the camera as she stepped off a seaplane and the image of her posing alongside staff at a woman's refuge carried a simple message: crisis, what crisis? What appeared so insolent was the fact that she went about normal Canadian life, as she did pre-Harry, While the shockwaves from the bombshell they dropped on the royal family last week still reverberated around the corridors of the palace. The ink on the Queen's carefully worded and unprecedented statement following Monday's Sandringham showdown with Harry had barely dried, yet she was doing what she wanted, when she wanted to. In it the statement Her Majesty made great play of the family, revealing that although she was disappointed, she remained supportive of Harry and Meghan's decision to take a step back from their official duties as royals. What else could the Queen say? As head of the firm she was being forced to accept the royals were losing two of their brightest stars. But as a grandmother who cares for the well-being of her beloved grandson, how could she condemn him for following his heart? It is difficult therefore to see Meghan's unexpected cameo at the downtown East Side Women's Centre in Vancouver on Tuesday as anything other than an astonishing act of defiance. Here was one of the most controversial members of the royal family since Wallis Simpson acting as though nothing had happened. The beaming images of Meghan stank of bombshell. What bombshell? The reality is senior royals including the Queen are likely to be terrified of how this radical new arrangement that has been thrust upon them will actually work. Will it even be possible for Harry and Meghan to step in and out of royal engagements on their own whim? Never before have the royals had to accommodate a hokey-cokey couple where such senior family figures are free to put their left legs in and take their left legs out as and when it suits. Nor is it known whether Meghan's unscripted engagement was cleared in advance with other parts of the royal household.